The National School Lunch Program may be beneficial to a few students, few people, but I personally think that it needs a lot of improvement. I say that because all throughout grade school, I ate school lunch. I still eat school lunch here now, and I personally am not a big fan of it. I had to do what I had to do. I had to eat food. I got free lunch, so I had to eat food that best benefited my family and I. Um, I'm not personally a big fan of school lunch. I like fresh food. I like homemade meals, and I like to eat. So when I'm eating, I like to eat good food. I want to see the same chicken on my school tray that I would see at a restaurant, or that I would see maybe even at a five-star restaurant. Not saying that that's five-star food, but I want to see better options out there for people. Like, yes, they have supplemental values and they have nutrition needs that needs to be met in order for the lunch to be served to students. But their options need to be better. They need to be more broad choices because a lot of things I don't really agree with that they do. The food doesn't Personally, the food doesn't look like real food. It looks like some of it could be real, and then some of it could be, oh, because the national school lunch program is a business. They have to make money, but they also have an agenda. They have to provide for students that buy lunch, that need school food. So they can't go all out. They can't spend too much money. I know the budget is a certain amount for school lunch, but I'd like to see that actually increased. I believe that you are what you eat. If you're feeding students good food, fresh food, maybe even more expensive food, I feel like that'll show in their studies, in their attitudes, and because they say you are what you eat. I like to see more fresh foods and vegetables and more, meats, fresh meats, and better tasting food. And also, the portions need to be a little bigger. I remember I used to eat school lunch and I wouldn't be full. I feel like I ate something or something's on my stomach, but I wouldn't feel like I would be hungry shortly after. And also, it also makes my stomach hurt. I don't like the way school lunch makes me feel. Nowadays, if I can't help it, I'll buy groceries or I'll buy my food out. I don't go to the cafeteria because I don't like the way the food is. I feel like the food isn't 100% real. I could be completely wrong, but there's no way. It doesn't feel like it's 100% authentic. Like, you would see some of it will look real, and then another part will look like it's a filler added to fulfill the needs because they can't spend but so much money on food. I feel that the National School Lunch Program ought to increase its budget. And I know that that's being paid for by US tax dollars, people paying taxes. I know that goes toward that, but I feel like they need to put more money into school food because farming and agriculture and things like that, I know it isn't cheap, but you got to do what you got to do in order to make something better, make something successful. I know a lot of people that talk about school lunch that don't like school lunch, that don't even go to the cafeteria to go eat. I feel that they need to improve their budget in order to help us eat better and also help us eat healthier. Um, they have vegetables, they have choices that you're supposed to have by law, but I feel that the government needs to work a little bit harder in order to better school lunch for students.